Well, howdy folks, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, making another video for you out of Boise, Idaho. And today we're going to be working on a 2001 Oldsmobile Intrigue. It's got a 3.5 liter engine in it. It's a nice, pretty decent, nice little car. Good looking ride. So the story behind this one is it originally came to me with the thought that I might need a new alternator, which replacing the alternator on this Oldsmobile, the 3.5, is a pretty heavy job. As you can see, the alternator sits kind of buried down here. You've got to remove the battery tray, you got to remove all of the radiator and support and all that other stuff. Basically roll the engine back, so remove the engine mount. In order to get that alternator out of there, you also have to remove the thermostat. But after it came to me and I properly diagnosed it, we found out that it was probably an issue with the driver leaving lights on and stuff, and that it actually didn't need an alternator. So I'm glad I was able to save these people the pain and suffering of having to pay for a job that was not needed. As it was here though, we did find some maintenance things that could probably be done to it, like the fact that it has a little bit of a coolant leak. And to me, it was explained that the coolant was found on the ground in this area of the engine. Well, what sits here is the water pump, okay? And so the water pump has a little bit of a minor leak. That's the first sign that it's getting ready to go out. So we're gonna be replacing the water pump on it. It also has some check engine lights on that are associated with the ABS system. When I ran it on the computer, I found that one of the ABS sensors is bad. So we're also gonna be replacing that. And then for maintenance wise, we're also gonna go ahead and service the transmission. So the first job we're starting is the water pump. Now, in order to get down in here and make yourself some room, go ahead and pull your battery, and then sitting right here on these two little studs are 10mm bolts. This is where your engine coolant reservoir sits. So, looks like I got a kiddo here. What's up, kiddo? Yeah, hold on just a second, guys. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay, so yeah, the first step of this job, drain your coolant. Go ahead and remove your battery and your water pump reservoir. Now, I'm going to leave this up to you. If you want to disconnect and remove your fuse junction box, go for it. It's really not necessary. It's not going to open up things too much more. And I really don't like moving junction boxes because you never know when moving this stuff around could cause a short and just give you more headache in the future. So battery, coolant reservoir. Now, before we take the belt off, I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up the bolts that hold the water pump pulley together. It should keep it tight enough so I don't have to fight it too much and have to worry about the pulley spinning while I'm trying to loosen bolts up and stuff like that. Then my next step will be to get down in here, and this is why you want to remove your coolant reservoir, is to get down in here and loosen your tensioner so you can get your belt off. Alright, and like I said, I'm just going to loosen these bolts here. See, I just loosened them. Now I can just turn them with my fingers. Oh, looks like I missed one right there. So that way when I take the belt off again, I don't have to worry about fighting the pulley there and those bolts, trying to stay in one place while taking those bolts off. Now, this water pump, you can see there's a few things that are in the way. Right here, we've got our idler pulley. That's going to need to be removed. And then once you loosen your tensioner, the tensioner down there, right in here, that's going to be in the way a little bit also. Might as well take the few extra minutes it takes to get those out of the way. It's not a big deal to put those off and back on, so that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go ahead and loosen the tensioner, get my belt off. I'm going to remove my tensioner, then I'm going to remove my idler. Okay, and actually, after removing the belt, that tensioner sets back pretty far, so it'll be a little bit of a tight fit, but should really have no problem getting our 10mm right here to this bolt and getting that off of there. But I am still going to go ahead and remove my idler out of the way right here. I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. Alright, now you can see that I got that idler off. It opens up this whole side for me to get into. Now we just got to take our 10mm bolts, go ahead and start taking this water pump off.
I got the water pump tool.
Alright, then after you get all that out, you can get your water pump out, and you can see that by moving the idler pulley out of the way, moving your reservoir out of the way and your battery, you got more than enough room to get in there and get that water pump out. Once you've done that, go ahead and take a razor blade, very carefully, don't scratch the surface, you know, keep it at an angle, keep it kind of flat, and just clean off all the gasket, any leftover gasket material, all that other good stuff. And then again, just to show you, if you watch my water pump videos, the difference between a good water pump and a bad water pump, or a water pump that's beginning to show signs of going out, is how loose is this pulley on here. How loose? Does it spin freely, or does it have some resistance on it? This one spins freely, whereas this one has some resistance on it. So if your water pump, if you spin it and it just spins and spins, it spins freely, that's signs that those bearings in there are beginning to become loose and your water pump's getting ready to go out. And you know, all you got to do is compare, and there you go. Now I've got a little bit of an upgrade here also. This water pump has this plastic impeller. This water pump has an aluminum impeller. It'll last a lot longer, so there's just some information for you. All right, folks, so it's not hard. The way you took everything off, put it all back together in reverse, and you should be good to go. So that'll conclude this video that shows you how to remove your water pump off of a 2001 Oldsmobile Intrigue with a 3.5 liter engine. Thanks everybody for coming out and watching my videos and hanging out with me. Thanks for supporting me. If you have any questions, shoot them to me in the comments. Even if it's on something completely different, I'm pretty good at getting back to you guys, trading emails, maybe even trading phone numbers, talking with you, answering any questions you have, and walking you through some procedures so maybe you don't have to go to the shop, you can save some money yourself. All right, folks, well, this is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician. I am signing off.